another minute. It's true, though, you know, with Don,
I have to get Susan anyhow.
wait.
Do you need anything?
I think I got this. I got this. Oh, I didn't hand these out. Should we hand them out during the break?
Let's have the 3 children back there. Hand them out.
Okay. And who are we going to invite to light candles? I know what I'm going to do.
Wonderful.
So, you know, if you could fill up this whole thing. It's like, I have to get rid of it again, not the same. I mean, I love the regulars, but it's this guy.
Your choice.
Wait just a second. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
So nice to see you in this beautiful evening, beautiful Shabbos evening. Before we begin, I'd like to invite you to please make sure that your cell phones are turned off, or at least to mute. Thank you. So as you know, this Shabbat we're dedicating to immigrants. We're seeing America through the eyes of immigrants, but the truth is, unless we're Native Americans, we're all immigrants. Our founding fathers, the founding colonies, people were immigrants. They came from England and Scotland and Ireland and Mexico, and the first Jews, does anybody know where the first Jews came from to America? England? Netherlands. Actually, they came from Brazil. They had been, the Inquisition sent them all the way to Brazil, and they came from Brazil, but the Jews from the Netherlands also came. Actually, Jews in the Netherlands pressured Peter Stuyvesant to accept the Jews from Brazil. And the point is that we're all from somewhere else, and that's what makes the tapestry of America unique. even though we have had problems and immigrants have, I think every generation of immigrants struggled in one way or another. But let's turn to each other because we're all Americans and say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
In honor of this Shabbat, Cantor Kerith has a beautiful nigun that you're going to explain it now?
I think I'm going to explain it when it comes back in the service, but what I'll tell you now is just a teaser, is that the name of this nigun is Lincoln's Nigun. So you'll find out later why. But that smile is inviting you, now you've heard it twice, to sing along with me.
At this time, I'd like to invite Valerie Cohen, who was born in Zimbabwe, formerly Rhodesia, to come light the Shabbat candles on page 2.
We can bring that light in as the candles are being lit, and we join together in our blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvoto v'tzivonu Well, you didn't have to wait that long to learn about the origins of Lincoln's Nigun. I'm going to tell you about it now. You can play the melody, if you don't mind, while I tell them, so they can hear it a few more times. And then when it comes back with words, you can join me again. So this Nigun, this melody, was written by Joey Weisenberg. He's a contemporary Jewish musician, lives in New York, up at the top of the island. And he was inspired by a story related in Doris Kearns Goodwin's Team of Rivals, The Political Genius of Abraham Lincoln. And this story was about the respect that the troops would show to Abraham Lincoln. Now, when Lincoln would show up, the soldiers would part to the left and to the right to make way for Lincoln as he passed down through the middle. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and turn to Lechadodi for a second.
Page 20.
Thank you. And I'm going to look right here, and our translation, Rabbi, doesn't help us. But if we look at verse 8, and we have Yamin Usmol, can you tell us what those words mean?
Right and left.
To the right and to the left. They spread out. And so Weisenberg heard this story about Abraham Lincoln, and he thought, aha, Lechadodi, to the right and to the left, they spread out. And so he took this melody that he composed, drawing on a sense of Americana, which I think you hear in this melody, and connected it with our Jewish tradition. And when Rabbi Nanus asked if we could do this evening service connected to our sense of being Americans, I said, oh, I know this beautiful Lechadodi that we have to do, and here it is. So please join me in Lincoln's Nigun as we think about how we show respect for one another and how our ancestors in this country, as Jews and otherwise, have done so, and draw upon strength from that and build upon that toward a bright future.
שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיע לנו אל המיוחד אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם הוא תפארת ולהיטילה לך דודי לקראת
welcome the Shabbat bride.
Oh, even shalom, Ateret Bora, Gam B'Simcha u'B'Tzolam, Tov Emunei
Please be seated. So I think we all know that Emma Lazarus was Jewish, but I only recently found out that in the 1880s, when she wrote her famous poem, The New Colossus, for the Statue of Liberty, she was a fifth-generation American already, that her family had left Spain during the Spanish Inquisition, then gone to Portugal, and arrived in America in the 1700s. And she was a poet. She was a successful poet. And in 1883, when the Statue of Liberty is being erected, she was approached and asked to write a poem for the Statue of Liberty. And she said, "I don't write poetry on command." And she, though, was, one of the things she was doing is she was teaching English as a second language to new immigrants in the 1880s and advocating for immigrants. And her friend appealed to her and said, but think of, this is for the people that you care about, that you are advocating for. So she agreed to do it. And what we'll notice, I'm going to read what she wrote, as she calls America the mother of exiles, not the mother of Jews or Christians or Muslims or from any country, but the mother of all exiles. It was a dream for many, many immigrants to see that lady. And we owe it in this generation to make her words still ring true and still have meaning. And this is what she wrote. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here, at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep, ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Please rise for the Borchu on page 28.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shores. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Please turn to page 31, and let's read on the bottom of the page in English together. This is an hour of change Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
Baruch atah Adonai, Amari v'Ravim.
We continue on page 32 with God's love song to the Jewish people, Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chokim u'mishpatim, otanu limadta. Akin Adonai Eloheinu, b'shavenu u'kumeinu, na'asir b'chukecha. Akin Adonai Eloheinu, b'shavenu u'kumeinu, na'asir b'chukecha. L'nisma, b'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, u'vahem negei yomam v'layla. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, u'vahem negei yomam v'layla. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, u'vahem negei yomam v'layla. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, u'vahem negei yomam v'layla. Ve'avadecha al tasir mimeinu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Melchuto le'olam va'ed.
Please be seated as we continue with the V'ahavta. That's our love song to God. The Shema is surrounded by love. The Ahavat Olam is the God's love to the Jewish people by giving us Torah and mitzvot and a beautiful way of life. And on the other side of the Shema is the V'ahavta, which shows us how do we love God? By living this beautiful sacred life and teaching it to our children. Page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל mitzvotai, item kedoshim le'elohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem.
A few minutes from now, we're going to honor our immigrant congregants, those who were not born in this country. But before we do that, I'm curious to know where we all come from, to look at this incredible tapestry of America, even in our own synagogues. So I would like you to share where your family came from. My family came from Belarus and Hungary. So if you'd like to tell us, just raise your hand. Yes? Kyiv and Minsk. Turkey and Russia. California. Ukraine and Austro-Hungarian border. Russia and Baltics. Russia, Baltics, and Poland. Minsk. Ukraine. Lithuania. Austria and Poland. China. Germany. Austria and Poland over here. South Africa by way of Russia and the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. Minsk. Poland and Romania. Bialystok and Berlin. Sounds like the producers.
I am from Iran or Persia.
Iran or Persia.
The mother of my children believes that they are coming from Spain.
Spain. Svarek. Minsk and Pinsk. Yes. Russia and Vilna. Oh, Alsace-Lorraine. Minsk, Pinsk, Hungary, and Alsace-Lorraine. Germany and Russia. Belarus and? Where is that? Scotland. Oh, Glasgow. I heard Glasgow. Glasgow. Wow, that's great. Argentina and Warsaw. Switzerland and Poland. Anybody else? Yes. Vienna, Warsaw, and somewhere else. Odessa. Okay. Yes. Kiev and Vienna. Lithuania and Western Russia. Lithuania and White Russia. Kiev, Romania, and Germany. So we're most of us from Eastern or Western part of Eastern Europe. Cantor. Oy vey.
It's a lot. Okay.
England, Ireland, Netherlands, and Russia and Germany. I think that's it, but I am an American melting pot myself.
That's true. So there's this wonderful book called Ink Knows No Borders with poetry by different immigrants, because even though we celebrate and we love where we came from and we love our lives here, it wasn't easy for immigrants. All immigrants in some way had a hard time. And this is a poem that I thought we have to be realistic and also acknowledge that part. So I'm going to read you this poem. But I need to take off my glasses. Okay. The lines are long, and my mom insists that the final amount is wrong. The cashier looks at the receipt and insists that it's right. My mom purses her lips, looks worried, says, "It's not right." The line of white people behind us groans. My mom won't look back at them. We both know what they're thinking. Small woman with no knowledge of the way things are in America. though year after year she makes flowers bloom in the hood, petals in the face of this land that doesn't really want her here. Finally, a manager comes, checks, and tells the cashier she rang up 22 plants instead of just 2, overcharging us by $40. My mother holds my hand, leads me away without looking back at the line of people who overhear and gasp. Their sympathy finally won. If only I was old enough to tell them to keep it. It's not my mom's English that is broken. So that is the other side of the immigrant story, and we know it plays out here, both the good and the bad. And so we want to acknowledge that there are struggles especially for the first generation, and we acknowledge that. So now we're going to continue with the Michamocha, because the Israelites were new immigrants when they crossed the Red Sea. How's that for a segue? And they left and started a whole new people, a whole new life, and they struggled too. Page 36, Michamocha. No, it's page 40, sorry. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will.
Baris Sukat Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Amo Yisrael Ve'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. Please turn to page 46 and rise for the Amidah, the standing prayer. I don't need this. Do you want me to open
Adonai Sefatai Tiftachu Fi Yagid Tehilatecha Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu V'Imateinu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Ve'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Ve'Konei HaKol Ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'Imavot U'Mevig Geulah Livnei Bneihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch Ata Adonai Magin Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Ata Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Ata Rav Lehoshia Morid Ata Mechakel Chaim Bechesed Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim Samech Noflim Verofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Bagivurot Umidomelach Melech Memit Umechayeh Umasmiach Yeshua V'neheman Atal HaChayot HaKol Baruch Ata Adonai Mechayei HaKol.
We continue silently with the words of our Siddur, of our prayer book, or our own personal meditations. When the ark is closed, you may be seated. So as I mentioned before, people view immigrants from many points of view. There's been a lot of anti-immigrant speech and behavior in the last several years that is quite heartbreaking. And I handed out this poem that we're going to read twice. I think this is a brilliant poem, and you'll see why. So first, I'm going to just ask this side to read the poem, and then I'm going to ask you to do something with the poem. So this side, and I will read it with you. Cantor, do you need a copy? I have a copy. Okay. So this is the way. Does somebody need? Okay, fine. You're welcome. Okay, it's fine. So this is one way to look at things. So this side, let's read it together. They have no need of our help, so do not tell me these haggard faces could belong to you or me, should life have dealt a different hand. We need to see them for who they really are. Chancers and scroungers, layabouts and loungers, with bombs up their sleeves, cutthroats and thieves. They are not welcome here. We should make them go back to where they came from. They cannot share our food, share our homes, share our countries. Instead, let us build a wall to keep them out. It is not okay to say these are people just like us. A place should only belong to those who are born there. Do not be so stupid to think that. The world can be looked at another way. Now, this side, I want you to read it from the bottom to the top. Start with the last line and work your way up. And let's read it together. The world can be looked at another way. Do not be so stupid to think that a place should only belong to those who are born there. These are people just like us. It is not okay to say, build a wall to keep them out. Instead, let us share our countries, share our homes, share our food. They cannot go back to where they came from. We should make them welcome here. They are not cutthroats and thieves with bombs up their sleeves, layabouts and scroungers, chancers and scroungers. We need to see them for who they really are. Should life have dealt a different hand, these haggard faces could belong to you or me. So do not tell me they have no need of our help. Isn't that amazing? So now we're going to call up our immigrant in a minute. But first, I want to take a moment to say a prayer for those in our lives who need a blessing of healing, the Misha Be'erach. So if there's someone in your life who needs a blessing for physical healing, spiritual healing, emotional healing, please stand. When I point to you, say their name out loud. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Helen Stanley. Helen.
Yes, and wait, we have some names also. One moment. For people who are watching online, we are thinking of you as well. Nicole Alkov, Isaac Azorzadeh, Simin Aziz, Emily Blau, Chaim David, Rick Frankel, Jacob Friedman, Vicky Friedman, Merlot Gadushi, Levi Jonathan, James Klein, Jack Liebhaber, Michael Levi, Ronald Lanicki, Philip Marber, Sheila Merowitz, Gila Mashkanian, Josh Mills, Annette Pansky, Helen Passman, Judith Ann Salter, Trevor Sangster, Charles Schwartz, Karen Shanbrom, Alan Soroti, Merrill Werber, Stacy Wernick. Page 253.
To make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha beirachim moteinu, mekor habracha le'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema. The renewal of body, the renewal, and let us say Amen.
So now I would like to invite anyone who was not born in the United States to come up and join me. If you were not born in the United States, come on up. Just like you can line up, sort of. Yes, Leo. So, first of all, welcome. We would love to hear a little bit about your story. So tell us your name, where you're from, and one thing that surprised you about the United States.
My name is Minu Golshan, and I am from Iran, and I am here very happy, and it's a wonderful country, and I love it.
Thank you.
I'm Rachel Schwartz. I was born in South Africa. There are many things that surprised me about the United States. The funniest thing was the size of popcorn at the movie theaters. When the first time I went to a movie theater, I said, "Oh, please give me a large," and they gave me a tub. I couldn't believe the size of it, and the size of the soda. The other thing that really surprised me was the fact that that young kids understand that they have the ability to speak out against things. That to me was a great surprise. When I would see students from LAUSD sort of protesting about whatever it was, I was like, wow, that's really cool. So I respect that about the country a great deal.
Hi, I was born in Bulawayo, Rhodesia, which is now Zimbabwe. What surprised me? Well, I was little when I came, and I was surprised that there weren't cowboys and Indians running around. So, and not to hate going negative here, but I was surprised at the racism that I saw, because everybody thought my family would be racist, and we were much less racist than most of the Americans we encountered.
Hello, my name is Arsalan Arthur Oshun. One of my best friends was exactly opposite of me. I was called capitalist, he was socialist. I came here to go to New York, and he went to Patrice Lumumba University elsewhere. We were communicating about the universe. Once he wrote that the giant of the earth, he meant China, will take over. And I wrote him back, by the time that giant would get up on her feet, the wind of the west would blow him out. About 5 years ago.
What surprised you?
Yeah, okay. About 5 years ago, I met him after 40 years here in Los Angeles. Then I congratulate him. I was making fun of him because China passed from Japan by economic advancement. He laughed, and then we aparted. This is a surprise that I see recently. We have come to our senses that we have to fight to be supreme in the world. This is a very, very interesting.
Hello, my name is Leo Chelyapov. I'm part of the band here. I came to America 31 years ago from Moscow, actually, from Soviet Union, former. I'm a dinosaurs product of the perestroika, Gorbachev, etc., etc. And what surprised me the most, I guess, was how Americans work. The work ethics, the pragmatism, the free spirit, music, definitely, and I enjoyed being here.
What a country, right?
Yeah, what a country. Huge, big, huge.
Shalom. My name is Fonda Morgan. I came from Shanghai, China 37 years ago. The first thing that surprised me when I got here was that my name was not pronounced properly. So I was picked up by a host family, and they were looking for me. They said, "Are you Mr. Fang Qian?" And I've never been called Fang Qian. It's F-A-N-G, so it's a Fang. And my maiden name is Q-I-A-N. So that's why I use Fonda as my first name. The second thing was that nobody on the street, everybody was driving here. And I came from a country which is super, super popular. So it was like a night and day difference.
I'm Naomi Gilat. Came from Argentina about 30 years ago. Lots of things, especially connected to the way that schools are organized here, and just a lot of things about the education system here.
Hi, I'm Ronen. I came here from Israel, and the thing that surprised me most was the lack of checkpoints everywhere that you went to. So obviously, coming from Israel, it's a different security.
My name is Daniel Simons, and I came here when I was 16 to finish high school here and go on college, and Iran. And what surprised me about this country is the abundance of everything, whether it's nature, opportunity, and everything, the abundance of everything.
Thank you for sharing. And wait, don't go. Cantor, we would like to give you a blessing, all of you.
Oh, I need to stay on this side of the
Okay.
thing, or it's gonna feedback. You come back. You
No,
come back.
Leo,
you
you
come-
need- you
Leo,
have to get
come
a
back.
blessing.
You're getting a blessing too. You're getting a blessing too. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and watch over you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God shine light upon you and your loved ones and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yaseim lecha shalom.
May God lift you in strength and health and love and joy and grant you the greatest gift of all, the gift of peace. And let us all say,
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So,
Shalom.
Oh, Cantor has a beautiful song to sing on this subject.
This is actually, listen closely to the words of this song. It's about the immigrant experience, and I want to be very clear before I share this next piece with you. So listen to this sentence, because I don't want to hear from anyone after services. It's Shabbat, so I only want nice comments. So this, I am not advocating for or against this. Everybody got that? Great, okay. That being said, this piece was written by a woman who wanted to offer it as an alternative national anthem. That's all I'll say. Atlantic and Pacific flow, the Great Lakes and the Gulf of Mexico. The land between sustains us all, to cherish it our tireless call. Arise, arise, I see the future in your eyes. To a more perfect union we aspire, and lift our voices from the fire. We reach these shores from many lands. We can't wait in hands. Some come by force and some by will, at the auction block or the darkened mill. Arise, arise, I see the future in your eyes. To a more perfect union we aspire, and lift our voices from. You died in your fields and your factories, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees, with an old coat hanger in a room somewhere, a trail of tears and electric chair. Arise, arise, I see the future in your eyes. To a more perfect union we aspire, and lift our voices from the fire. And our great responsibility to be guardians of our liberty, till tyrants bow to the people's dream, and justice flows like a mighty stream. Arise, arise, I see the future in your eyes. To a more perfect union we aspire, and lift our voices from the fire. Arise, arise, I see the future in your eyes. To a more perfect union we aspire, and lift our voices from the fire.
Thank you, Cantor. So just one important announcement before we conclude with Kaddish. In 2 weeks, we're going to be having a special Shabbat, Broadway Shabbat, with 5 guest singers, and it's a sing-along. So we're giving you all the lyrics. So we're going to be singing Broadway music. Every song will connect to a prayer. So, Hine Matov, We're going to sing Getting to Know You. Things like that. So it's going to be all connected. We hope you'll join us. Also,
we hope tonight was like super meaningful, but also fun. This one,
just 100%
fun. Just fun. Just come for fun.
And actually, there's a song that the Cantor gave me that it's between a rabbi and a cantor based on anything you can do, I can do better, that we will be performing. So for that alone, you should come. Also, I don't know, we've been advertising this new group called Connections, which is an opportunity to meet other people in the temple if you would like to know more people. And there will be a Connections Shabbat dinner after the Broadway Shabbat that you can sign up for. It is going to cost $25 a person, which is very reasonable. And that will be after the Shabbat if you would like to join for that as well.
Rabbi, can I make one more announcement?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I see a few people out here who are members of our volunteer adult choir. If you're one of those people, can you just like raise your hand so people, okay, thank you so much. So yes, do clap for them because they're awesome and they deserve it. This is so exciting. So this, I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong because I'm still newish, Jewish and newish. I believe this is going to be the first time that we will have the volunteer adult choir is going to be joining us for second day Rosh Hashanah.
That's correct.
So it's the very first. So if you've thought about joining the adult choir, but maybe you weren't sure, you wanted to do it, we have this wonderful opportunity, and we're going to start rehearsing in August. We would love to have you join us. The more the merrier. You don't have to have experience. You just need to like to sing, and you're welcome to join us. And if you have questions, you can talk to one of those people who raised their hand to ask what it's like to be in the choir, or you can talk to our music director extraordinaire, Susan Rosenstein, who's at the keys tonight. And while we're recognizing her, let's just offer our great gratitude to our instrumentalists who always add beauty to our service. Thank you.
Now it's time to take a moment to remember those who are no longer with us, those who have passed away, as we prepare to say Kaddish. Our tradition is if you have a yort site or are mourning in the first 30 days to please rise so we may know who you are. We begin by remembering those who passed away during Shloshim, the past month. Lynn Alston, Janet Bernkrant, Max Eisenberg, Jay Gagerman, Sharon Gertz, Mildred Hattenbach, Reuben Caden, Ron Mankoff, Gail Morris Reingold, Thomas W. Sarnoff, Dahlia Schneider. We also remember those whose yortzites, the anniversary of their deaths, occurred during this past week. Beatrice K. Abramsky, William Adler, Steve Alexander, Miriam Arnau, Robin Rose Artiaga, Alan Barbacow, Norman Beck, Arnold Baylor, Anat Benny Shai, Lee Bennett, Ray Bodashansky, Albert Berg, David Cantor, Eleanor Castleman, Ed Chanis, Irving Cheslaw, Henrietta Cohn, Louise Creamer, Robert Deschel, Lorraine Eisenstadt, Carl Enav, Morris Eskowitz, Frida Fine, Harry Feinstein, Beth Lisa Feldman, Shirley Fenton, Ellen Flanagan, Malcolm Fleischer, Theodore Flesch, Mae Fox, Dorothy Jean Fox, Blanche Friedman, Marion Gardner, Karen Garad, Raymond Gertz, Lawrence Gingold, Ida Goldberg, Leonard Goldman, Abraham Gottfried, Edward Gottlieb, William Gottschalk, Minnie Grant, Elise Grinstein, Lillian Grossberg, Milton Handelman, Yael Harari, David Harrow, J. Daniel Hertz, Lita Hilliard, Minna Horowitz, Monroe Eisen, Perry Jacobs, Elizabeth Jacobs, Sion Javaheri, Deary Karatz, Mayor Katan, Max Kessler, Thomas Klein, Jess Kuden, Alan Kurtzman, Zelda Leventer, Peter Leibowitz, Ron Levy, Donna Levitas, Mary Miner, Rose Miner, Barbara Melnick, George Milder, Sidney Joseph Moskowitz, Myrtle Mullins, Irving Nettleman, Jamshid Nehore, Lil Newman, Steve Palitz, Leonard Penn, Gladys Polish, Ray Pulaski, Mary Redler, Pamela Resnick, Meyer Allen Rice, Eric Rothenberg, Dorothy Rubin, Minnie Ruby, Betty Rudolph, Shirley Glassberg Schwartz, Jacob Schwartz, Robert Sedway, Alex Schulman, Roseanne Silverman, Ida Sondheimer, Pauline Stark, Stanley Talpis, Pauline Taylor, Marion Trebage, Joan Tucker, Jerry Weintraub, Edward Weiss, Claretta White, Joseph Weiner, Bernard Whitland, Theodore Zola. Are there any other names to add? Thank you. We also remember those who gave their lives defending the United States of America and the State of Israel, those who have died in senseless violence, war, and illness, and those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. We take them all as our own, as we all rise and turn to page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach yirotei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye echon u'v'yom echon u'v'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudashah b'richu. Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata damiram v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shamaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav hu ya'aseh shalom Page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'yavo v'ratzon Inechilanu zikaron
Amen. B'te'avon. Shabbat shalom.